This is an announcement to let anyone know that's watching the YouTube live stream that the meeting will start in approximately 5 minutes. Thank you.
must be confused. I thought it was the three of us that had volunteered for this.
No, it's the whole city council,
Really?
yes.
Huh.
We only we have to have one that's certified.
Yeah.
We want, actually, one is a backup, and three is always an extra
Ready?
thing on the plate.
Ready?
Yep.
I'm gonna call to order the April 24th Board of Appeals and Equalization. Is there a motion to adopt tonight's agenda?
Make said motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made, second, discussion. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, we have an agenda. Item 3.0, Assessor's Report.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. The purpose of this meeting tonight is to finalize this 2023 assessment by hearing any unresolved valuation appeals to this 2023 assessment. Once complete, the city, county, and schools will begin working on their new budget levy for real estate taxes payable in 2024. Once that process is complete, truth and taxation notices will be sent out this November. This 2023 assessment represents the culmination of thousands of man-hours, both locally and countywide, as well as a review of the many thousands of sales and annual on-site review of 20% of this city, which is statutory by law. The sections that we reviewed this year were in sections 31 through 36 of the Southern Tier. As your city assessor, I work for the city of East Bethel. It's my priority to advocate on behalf of the taxpayers of this community, while at the same time maintaining a duty to uphold the property tax laws of the state of Minnesota. I'm available during normal business hours and on weekends by appointment. I'd like to also take some time right now just to introduce a couple representatives from Anoka County. We've got Diana Stalmach and Lisa Schultz are here to watch us from Anoka County. As your city assessor, it's my priority to represent your community with the utmost dignity and respect, and to make every property owner feel as though they are being heard. It's my hope that through explanation and discussion, there can be an overall better understanding. I'd like to emphasize that this is the city's meeting, and my role as the city assessor here is to answer any questions and offer any recommendations if needed. Since valuation statements went out last month, I've had about a dozen questions from residents surrounding their valuation. All their questions were answered and were satisfied with that explanation. Right now, presently, I have actually 4 remaining appeals which need action by this board. I might add that if this board is not able to finalize all appeals this evening, this meeting must be reconvened and finalized in not later than 20 days. Turn it back to you, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Then item 4.0, the Board of Equalization hearing.
Thank you, Tim. Annually, the city council, sitting as the local board of appeals and equalization, is required to hear resident concerns regarding assessed valuations for properties in the city. The meeting has been set for tonight, April 24th, 2023 at 5:30 p.m. The purpose of this hearing is to determine whether the taxable property in the city has been properly valued and classified by the assessor for the 2022 assessment for taxes payable in 2023, and to provide a means for property owners with concerns to request an adjustment to their valuation or tax classification. Property owners who believe that the value or classification are not correct were encouraged to contact the city assessor to discuss their concerns prior to this meeting. If the property owner did not resolve their issues after discussion with the assessor, they can appear before the local Board of Appeals and Equalization to show cause for making an assessment correction. The board shall review the valuation classification or both if necessary, and shall make corrections as justified. In most cases, an appearance before the local Board of Appeals and Equalization is required by statute before an appeal can be taken to the County Board of Appeals. To date, 4 owners have indicated that they will appear tonight. The list is before you. Staff recommends that city council, acting as the board of review and adjustment, conduct the hearing as required by statute, and at the conclusion of the presentation of each petitioner, either uphold or adjust the valuation based on materials presented by the petitioner and the city assessor.
Okay, then, we'll start with number one,
You wanna call that?
Bob DeRoche.
I went out to Mr. DeRoche's property on Saturday, just updated the information on his field card. The house was built in 1930, still has the original siding on it. I'm recommending a reduction of $21,700, basically because I showed the house to be in a little better condition than it actually was. So that would be my recommendation.
Okay. Do you wanna wait, you wanna do these individually, or do you wanna,
I think it would be best to do them individually so we don't get them confused.
okay. Is there a motion for this one?
Yeah, I'll move it. Second.
Motion made, second, discussion. To the motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. Number two, Randy Ringo. Ringo?
Mr. Rengo is here tonight to present his information on the, it's actually a 40-acre piece, but by the time you take out for roadway on three sides, you end up with about 36.5 acres. So, Mr. Rengo?
My name is Randy Ringel. We own 40 acres, and I do.
You wanna come up to the mic,
Could you use
please?
the microphone, please?
My name is Randy Ringel. I own the 40 acres that's up behind here, and I do have printouts if everybody want, but maybe this is just as good. I don't know. It's I'll hand them up if you want to look at them. That'd be fine.
Thanks.
The circle is
Thank you.
our 40 acres that we have. And our 40 acres right now is in a managed program with the state of Minnesota. It was a 10-year program, and we're very, very thankful of that. We're working hard to try to maintain the integrity of wildlife, the trees on there. Of course, there's a lot of oak wilt, which is tough to combat. That has helped to reduce our taxes. And, when we bought the place back in 1987, it stated on that sheet, we paid like $24,000, I believe, for it from Leslie Cotball, who owned the whole 120 acres going westward. The value's been going up over the years, and it just seems like it's just climbed. Maybe I'm ignorant, but it just feels like it is now being valued at $197,000. No respect to you, disrespect to you, Mr. Tolsman. I know you're a man of integrity. I get that. Where I come from is the value has gone, even when it went up to over 100,000 for that 40 acres, I was shocked that it was that high, and now next year will be 190, I believe it's 197,000, 194, 197,000, somewhere in there. And my concern is I just feel like that is just gone too high for a wetlands. If you can see in this, this is the 40, the break line, and there's just a lot of wetlands. There's some high ground there to possibly build in there and possibly here. This is without a doubt not buildable in that section. But anyway, where I'm going with this at this point is we live in southern Blaine, and this is almost as much as the value of our home, a value of our about 1,500 square foot home that was built in 1983 is valued at next year will be 227,000, and this is now at 197,000, and it just seems a little bit much. Now, I'm grateful that the city has allowed me to put this into a managed program, which helps reduce my taxes, and that's you know, at this point. And I do know we have road on 3 sides, but that's pointless to me that there's road on all sides, but, or on the 3 sides. But I don't know, you know, at this point, I am not looking to go out and sell this and make big money off of this, and, you know, and maybe that's where, you know, why the value is where it is, but for me, it's just owning it, it just seems a little bit disproportionate when I compare it to my home. So I respectfully would like to ask the city of East Bethel if they could, see if they could reduce this, and to me, if I was to buy this property, I probably wouldn't give still more than 110, 120,000 for it at that point. And, you know, again, I have no disrespect for Mr. Tolzman's views, and he's a man that knows his stuff, but this is where I'm coming from. My wife feels the same way. She could not be here tonight either, but we've owned this since 1987, and I just respectfully would like to ask if we could reduce the price on this, if you would, please. Thank you very much.
Ken, do you have any, thoughts on this?
Well, if you're talking about what it's worth, the property's got road frontage on 3 sides. I've got it valued right now with 1 site. It could very well have many more sites. It depends on just what the wetland delineation would show, you know, for the where the high ground is. But I would say, you know, for sure there's at least a couple sites there.
Okay.
Okay. So my recommendation is that, given, you know, that it's got that kind of potential, I don't think there's a problem with the value, so.
Board have any
I'm
thoughts?
just curious, why is there no recommendation one way or the other?
I
And the others, you have a recommendation,
Yeah,
like
I
no
thought
action, or,
Okay, the recommendation is for no action. That's
oh,
my
it is,
recommendation.
okay.
Possibly add some perspective on
Oh, it's
this.
the top of the other page, sorry.
Not even half a mile away, right off 229th, there is a 10-acre parcel that just went into pending at 159,900. So that's 10 acres versus 36.5.
Is that 10 acres all buildable, or any of it wetland or anything?
It looks like there is some wetland.
I think the wetland is definitely a mitigating factor.
Actually, the wetland is a benefit,
There's some wetland right in there.
so.
And some right in there.
Is there a value on wetland acreage?
It's
Not
minimal.
identical, but
Which
Yeah.
is,
Well, no two parcels are ever identical.
1,200 an acre? It's around $1,000 an acre, something like that.
for wetlands?
Yeah, it's not that much. But it's a source of wildlife, and what I'm seeing in the market is, there are probably 50% of the buyers out there would rather have the wetland than, you know, it's area for horses. You know, so it's 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. But I don't see it as a depreciating factor.
You don't see it as a mitigating factor in terms of the value of the property?
Not really, no,
Really? Yeah.
no.
Any other questions?
What's the value of a buildable acre then?
Pardon?
What's a buildable acre?
That's just the fact that it's buildable. We're allowing it as one building site.
Okay.
Okay.
Value of an acre like that, or?
Well, it's a figure that we use just to associate the fact that it's buildable,
Okay,
the right to build on the property. Some property is not buildable,
all right.
maybe all swamp, so we would not have that build the 1 acre buildable site there. That would come out. But that's the way we we, add that value for the buildability of the property.
Any other questions? Is there a motion or?
I'll just throw something out. I would make a motion to reduce the estimated market value of this property by $47,800 to $150K. Because again, it's not what the potential value of it could be if it was developed, it's what's the sitting value of it the way it is. And again, it's not an argument about stuff. You can have a difference of opinion and be perfectly civil. Ken and I have a go around about my place, and we're not done yet. And that's the way it is. We can have difference of opinion. It doesn't mean I don't respect you. It just means I have a difference of opinion. But I'll just throw it out there for discussion anyway, rather than just say nothing.
Is there a second on that?
Second it.
Second. So you want a reduction of 47,000?
47.8, so it's
47.8,
150
okay.
net,
156?
150 even
150?
net. Again, it's for us to discuss from, instead of just be silent. So what do you guys think?
I don't know, I have a hard time with that being 197 assessed with 24 acres of just wetland worth $1,000. Like I said, no respect intended, but I mean, I'm looking at this too going, you might have a couple sites, but that's about it. The rest of it is all wetland. So I tend to agree with Kevin. I feel more comfortable with that number than anything.
What are your thoughts, Brian? You're in this business.
Well, I would say that's a little bit of a steep reduction. But it all, ultimately, the value of a property depends on what somebody will pay for it.
Exactly.
And I would say that based on the 10-acre parcel that's less than a half mile away at 160,000.
Is that an actual for sale price, or?
It's
is it the
impending.
What does that mean? There's a
Pa-
contract?
pa-
There's a
There's
contract?
3 statuses active.
Right.
Pending means a contract has came in and they're usually waiting to close.
We don't
And-
know
and
what the
and then there's-
contract
And
pending
then
amount
it's
is.
sold and the sold price would
Right.
come out. So I couldn't say that it's officially 160, but this particular parcel is on the market for 13 days. So I would suspect that they have
If there's a contract, it's probably
a
close.
very good offer
Yeah.
if they're gonna accept it within that time period.
Hmm.
So that would give it a base. There's also a couple properties just to the east on Fawn Lake. That looks like there's a little subdivision. They are 2-acre lots, it looks like. 2.8, and they are on the market for 99. So given the smaller the parcel, usually the more expensive the price will go up. It's not apples to oranges,
Yeah.
but based on that pricing, I'd say 150 might be a little steep if we'd wanna, if this 10-acre parcel was at 160, we could roughly equate that, looks like there is just about as much highland on that 1060, or on this other lot, that 10-acre lot, as there is on this 36-acre lot. So that 10-acre lot is at 160, I would probably recommend a price of 165 to 170, just because there is additional acreage there. Yes, it's wetland, but wetland still has value.
Hmm. Okay, I've got an offer at 167.5 over here. Mr. Mayor, what are your thoughts?
I'm kinda like with Brian the same way. He kinda summed it up for me, so.
So 165 to 170, 167.5? You guys live with that?
167.5?
Sure.
I'll amend my motion to be that the revised estimated market value for this for property tax purposes, 167.5. Do I need to refer to the PIN number?
You can.
It's PIN number 25-34-23-41-0001.
I'll second that.
Motion made second, discussion. All those in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? That passes. Number 3, Lori Williams.
Yeah.
Hi.
Hello?
Is there any information on this, Jack? What, there's no,
Okay, I just talked to him
Oh,
right
okay.
before the meeting, so why don't I explain why I
Is this
think
down on
Oh.
Coon Lake Beach?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
Lori,
Yeah,
Lori, before we start, can we, for the record, can you give your name and your address?
Lori Williams.
Can you move the mic in front of you,
Oh.
please?
Lori Williams, and my address is 246 Dogwood Road.
Okay. And is that the property that,
Yeah, it's the A-frame, it's the only A-frame in the subdivision.
Oh,
so it's 246 Dogwood?
Mm-hmm,
Elvis's old house?
yes, Elvis's old house. Elvis was a nightmare.
Okay.
I'm still undoing Elvis. So, anyways, I don't know if any of you have ever been in that house. Inside walls are cheap paneling. There's, no sheetrocking. The reason I'm opposed to the value, and I did talk to him about this last year, but I didn't go forward with it, is nothing has been updated in this house since it was built. The roof, I repair it every year,
When was it built?
1965.
65.
So, there's holes in the walls, there's all the flooring in the house needs to be replaced, that bathroom needs to be gutted, floor to ceiling. Also, it is not a one full bath house, it's a 3/4 bath.
Hmm.
Elvis had a shower in the basement built on a wood platform, it was disgusting. I ripped it out when I moved there. So kind of what I wanted to do with him, and we just didn't have time to do it, is go over how he's assessing the property.
Yeah.
I have been a licensed appraiser, I have been a licensed realtor, I have done title work, I have done trust property. I've been all over in real estate. There's nobody that's gonna pay $150,000 for this house in the shape that it's in.
Hmm.
Both the roofs need to be redone. All the flooring except the living room needs to be replaced, and those panels need to be fixed. And that's just a minimum, but the bathroom, floor to ceiling, everything, walls, floor, everything needs to come out and get completely redone.
So
And I
you
don't-
didn't talk with,
No, we
with him
didn't
ahead
have
of
time
time?
to discuss
Okay.
it because he would agree with me. I did take some pictures of these things in the house and the 2 roofs before I came, which are on my cell phone if anybody wants to see them. But that's the only reason I'm opposed, because what I told him, I looked yesterday, I looked at everything that's sold. My house is small, it's only 715 square feet. I looked at every sale in Minnesota yesterday. And for assessed value, he is right on the money if this house would have been updated, but it hasn't.
How big is the lot?
100 by 100,
100.
quarter acre,
Hmm.
approximately. So, the garage, the electricity stopped working in the garage. There's no heat in the garage. It's just a garage. It's nice. It's a car, but, you know, it's not what it was before. And I became disabled 6 years ago, I'm on limited income, so would I like to fix all these things? Yes, but right now it's just not financially possible for me to do that, so.
So the value's at 150? Is that what that's what you're
Yeah.
estimating? And what kind of reduction are you looking for?
Probably last year's assessment, 126 would be reasonable, I think, given everything that it needs.
What are your thoughts, Mr. Tolzman?
Yeah, you know, it's, an A-frame is a tricky design. Is that got, second floor? I
Yeah,
mean,
it does.
okay, 'cause I show it as a 1 1/4.
There's,
Story.
2 bedrooms, second bedroom, there's no closet, it's really small, but yeah, 2 bedrooms, no doors, there are doorways, but no doors.
They show you about 715 square feet.
Yep.
Okay.
And it has
So-
basement.
And, you know, it's, last year at the 126, right now it's 150. I'd say that's within the margin of, I wouldn't have any objection to it.
To the 126, you're
Yeah,
okay
I
with
wouldn't,
that?
I
Okay.
wouldn't have an objection.
I think that's reasonable,
Mhm.
given everything that it needs.
It sounds like it needs a lot of work.
It does. I wanna put sheetrock. That's a cold house in winter.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm still undoing Elvis.
Is there a motion out there?
So what was the price? 126.
150, and then she wants to reduce to 126.
Okay, I'll make a motion, let's see. Give me just 1 minute here. 246 Dogwood Road. I'll make a motion for 246 Dogwood Road, pin number 3633 23 21 0310, to reduce it from 150 to 126,000 for valuation.
Second.
Motion made, second, discussion. To the motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. That's all 3 of them.
There's,
Okay.
one that, with Minnesota Built Harris, that we need an action on, but no action.
Okay.
They're gonna take it,
To the county?
to the county.
Okay.
It's, those new storage buildings.
Yep.
They just called me this afternoon, and there was no way that, we could deal with that.
Do you need anything out of us for that, or any?
Just a motion for no action.
Okay.
Make a motion for no action for, properties brought to us from Minnesota Built Harris, John Henry, I assume he's the owner of addresses 1262 241st Street, pin 2934 23 31 0004, and for address 21217 Highway 65, pin number 1733 23 12 007. Motion for no action be taken and forwarded to Anoka County.
Second.
Motion made, second, discussion. To the motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That passes. And that's all 4 of them.
And as far as my particular situation, should I just go to the county? Is that what your recommendation is?
If you need to go on the list, I would say, if you wanna pursue an appeal. So we should put,
I thought I was on the list for tonight, but,
no,
Yeah, would we just make a motion for no action on his
that's
property?
correct. That's
okay,
correct.
yeah, that's fine, and I'll just go to the county.
What's your address?
God knows I'm not gonna get a proper hearing in front of this group. Sorry, I couldn't pass that up. Anyway, what's the address?
Yeah.
166 Colleen Street, Collen.
Okay, oh,
Okay, and I'll look up
and
the
then-
PIN number.
Yeah.
And Mayor and council members, just for the record, Councilman member Ken Lewis should recuse himself from the vote, and then you can have the motion by another council member for recommended no action, second, and vote accordingly.
So I'll make I'll make a motion for no action for address 166 Collin Street Northeast, pin number 2533 2344 0041, and for it to be forwarded to the county.
Motion made, is there a second?
Second.
Motion made, second, discussion. The motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? That motion passes. That's all 5 of them. Ken, thank you very much.
I don't have anything more.
One last thing left to do, gentlemen.
Is there any other people in the audience, or? All right, I'll make a motion to adjourn then.
Motion made, is there a second?
Or Jack, do you have something there?
So after we adjourn, I need all the council members to sign.
Well, we can adjourn and sign it, correct?
Okay.
Okay. I'll second Brian's thing. For the motion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you, county, for coming.
Thanks for another year, Ken.
Pardon?
Thanks for another year.
Hey.
There was a reason why I was here.
I knew there would be.
Hey,
Thank you.
you too.
Yep. Take it easy.
You know if you need anything.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it might be.
There you go, Kevin.
I was so proud of you. I was so organized. Thank you. I read everything. I really marked in my briefcase. I go, I'm gonna be, I had a schedule. You know, I get a phone call, where are you? I'm like, what do you mean, where am I? I don't know. I'm feeding my deer with my grandson.